Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to be making bubbles. Bubbles. There are some little painting tricks that I want to show you, and it looks a lot harder than it is. It's just a matter of working along together and following directions. For your bubbles, you're going to need your water-based Crayola markers. I suggest that you use kind of the watery, kind of ocean lake colors. We think of the cool colors, the blues, the greens, the violets. I would suggest only three colors. It's a beginning to work with, so let's just stay with three colors. If you would like to exchange one of these for maybe another color, you certainly can. Just make sure that the color is a light color. That's why I chose this kind of pink. Three colors, they have to be water-based colors. Now for the paper, you can use printer paper, but I will tell you it's a lot harder because it sucks up the water right away and it's a little bit more difficult. But you can use it. What I would prefer, remember that paint pad I asked you to buy on the list in Publix? One of these sheets would work out better for you, but if you don't have it, the printer paper will be fine. So let's get our pencil out, and oh yes, I told you in the letter I sent to start saving all sorts of things. And one of the things I mentioned were circle caps and tops. So we're going to need, I think these I got from the house. We're going to need a slightly bigger size for a bubble and a smaller size. You see the difference? Here's a bigger one and here's a smaller one. This size is from a water bottle. It is too small, at least for the first time that you do it. You can use it when you get really more experience with this technique, but it really is much harder to start with. So two would be really nice. I wouldn't call this giant, but this is a fairly large one. And this is more of a medium. You could see it's smaller. You need a pencil. You need a brush because we're going to use water. You'll need to have a container, a little something with water to hold it, and maybe a sponge or a paper towel in case things get a little bit too drippy for you. So you need your markers, your paper, a pencil, your caps, a brush, and I'll talk about the brush, and a water in a little container or jar with a sponge or paper towel nearby. Now, as far as the brush goes, you want a really nice, soft brush. A brush like this is okay. The only problem is it's quite wide, and it's hard to sometimes get into little spots. This is also a good brush for watercolor. This is very narrow, and of course you can use it, but I'm suggesting instead if you have one that's just a bit thicker. The dollar store has packages of different size brushes. I highly recommend you check there if you don't have any brushes. I happen to like these two for what I'm doing, but you'll find whatever works for you. So let's get started. I'll put everything aside, and here we go. All right, boys and girls. This is my plain paper. Now you need your pencil, and it's very important when you trace your circles that you trace very lightly. We don't want to see a heavy pencil line. The lighter it is, the better. I made mine a little darker so that you could see what I'm doing. But if you could make yours very light, that would be wonderful. How many circles? Well, I would suggest 5 or so. And do let one or two of the circles go right off the edge of the paper like that. So it looks like they're coming in from all different angles. So put one here, hold it still, lightly trace. I'm not pressing hard on my pencil at all. I don't know if you can see it. And I'll do another one coming off the paper down here. I'm leaving room for my other one, my bubble that's a little smaller. And maybe another one over here, really close to the edge. Now I'm ready for my smaller one. Okay, where's my room here? I've got room here, I've got room here, and remember, I can come right off the paper. I think I'm going to come off the paper just a little bit, and I'm tracing around it, there, and one here. That looks like a good spot. Don't overlap any of your circles. Eventually, if you like doing this, you can certainly try overlapping them. And I'll put one over here coming off the paper just a little bit. I'm going to get most of the bubble in, but just a little bit of it will be off the paper. There we go. How many did I make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a pretty good amount. It depends on the size of your circles that you trace. All right, very good. Now, the next thing that we have to make is the little reflection inside. The bubbles have a little reflection of light that you see, and it's a very interesting shape that we make with it. Let me show you. I just did 3 practice bubbles here. This, I'm going to go over it with my pencil so that you can see it, is the shape for the reflection. You notice it's a triangle, but it's curved here and a matching curve here. Now we have to figure out in bubbles where the light is shining on them. Wherever the light is shining, you put the reflection on the opposite side. So if my light was shining here, here, and here, the reflection would be here. If you want your light to be shining here, here, and here, gotta fix my light there, the light would be the opposite. For this one, I had my light shining here, so my reflection was opposite. And here's how we do it. Once again, a straight line down, a curved line, and then another curved line to match. So these bubbles are fairly big. So down, curved, and curved to meet it. Down, curved, you see it matches this, and curved to meet it. Here, my light's coming here, so here's my reflection. Down, follow the curve, and curved again. There we go. Very good. So I'm going to do that on the one that I did right at the beginning. Now, I did this one with darker lines so that you could see it. Okay? Alrighty, now here's what I'd like you to do. Do all your reflections, curve, curve, even the ones that are coming off. Think, where's my reflection going to be? Here, right onto the paper, and right off. Here, here, here. Always, your reflection will be opposite where your light will be. Here, curved, curved and meet, whichever way you want to do it first, that's fine. And this one, even though it's coming off, My light is going to be coming right over here. Light, boom, reflection. Down, curve, curve. Now all my bubbles have their little reflection. All right, here's the next step. I will pick one of the colors of my markers to get started, and I will outline it. I will outline the reflection, and I will outline the bubble. But don't go all the way around. Stop and leave yourself an opening opposite the reflection. I'll show you what I mean. Go all the way around, and stop. See, I left that opening. Go around my reflection too. And when you do that, erase that pencil line. That's another reason to make sure you've drawn very lightly. It's open here. I'm going to skip a little space. I'm going to outline this one here. And stop. Outline the reflection inside. Erase. I think I'd like another one of these blues. I'll do this one down here. Now this is already open down here, so I don't have to worry about that. I'll just, you notice I'm holding my marker a little bit on the side to get a thicker line. And then inside here it's a little thinner. Do I want another blue? I'm going to try this color now. They call this, what do they call this? They call this color, I can't even see, Tropical Violet. Who cares what the name is, as long as you like the color. Remember, go around, stop, and leave an opening opposite the reflection. Outline the reflection. I think I'll do this one too. This one, I'm going to leave an opening here. Outline the reflection. And I think I will have one more over here. This one, I don't have to worry about here. I didn't really go very well over my lines, did I? I think I'll just get rid of that, clean that up a little. Remember, erase the opening. And if you see any other pencil lines, you might have missed some spots like I did. Just go over. We call this cleaning up your drawing, getting it ready. There we go. Yeah, over here too. See, we don't really want to see the pencil here. That's why I said draw very lightly. And I think I will use that, that pink color as an option. Remember, leave some space, leave an opening, go around your reflection. This one goes right off the page. And the last one, around, leave an opening, around, don't forget to leave that opening, and around your reflection. They look like bubbles even now, without the color inside. Clean up your drawing. Any pencil, anywhere I can still see it, I want to get rid of it. See? The one I'm showing you, I think I pressed a little too hard on the pencil. I didn't make it light enough, but it'll work out, I believe. Now we're ready to paint with water. So we'll move our markers away so we have room. And here we are ready. All right, now you are going to leave the inside of the reflection white. You're not going to paint inside. This will stay white. No paint in here. And we're going to try and leave a little bit around here white as sort of a big area where the bubble is big and round and reflecting all the light. So we'll take some clean water, and you can start on any bubble you like. You're going to make the water dissolve the marker. You can keep going over it again and again, and let the water do its job, dissolving the marker. Remember, keep the reflection white. Keep a little bit here white. Just water, no paint. We're actually letting the marker create the paint. And you can just, I'm sort of going into the middle. There we go. If you accidentally paint over it, that's all right, but just let the water do its job and make that paint. And do each one. Each one may take a few minutes for the water to start to work. Remember, we hold our brush like a pencil and we use the tip. But you have to let the water dissolve the marker color and turn it into paint. Leave the inside of the reflection white. Need a little more water. Get some more water and just rub it across your marker. There we go. And that's the way. Remember, leave this part white. Do not put any of the watered paint in there, but let the marker dissolve. There we go. A little more water, that's fine. Just let it work and do its job. It will work. You just have to be a little patient when you're getting this to turn into paint. Leave a little bit of white, it's perfectly all right. There we go. And you keep working that all around, and then carefully, because it's going to be drippy, move it aside and let it dry. And there we go, boys and girls. Please take a picture of your beautiful bubbles and send it to me. All right, remember my email from before, ellisrdsmarties@gmail.com. ellisrdsmarties@gmail.com. Your teacher should have my Gmail address. ellisrdsmarties@gmail.com. Bye, everybody.